China just launched an aircraft carrier so advanced, Pentagon war planners are scrambling to rewrite their entire Pacific strategy. What happens when a nation builds a supercarrier packed with electromagnetic catapults, fifth-generation stealth fighters, and technology that rivals America's most guarded secrets? And how did China go from buying scrapped Soviet hulks to engineering a naval beast that could challenge US dominance in the Pacific? Join us as we reveal why America's military establishment is genuinely worried about China's newest floating fortress. Section 1. From Soviet scrap to superpower, China's journey to naval supremacy started with humiliation. In the 1990s and early 2000s, they were buying old Soviet aircraft carriers like the Minsk, Kiev, and Varyag, rusting relics that other nations had abandoned. The Varyag became the Liaoning after extensive upgrades, finally entering service in 2012 as China's first operational carrier. It was a start, but nothing impressive by global standards. The Liaoning was relatively small, using a ski jump ramp to launch aircraft, a design that severely limits how much fuel and weapons planes can carry during takeoff. Then came the Shandong in 2019. China's first domestically built carrier, better than the Liaoning, but still relying on that same limiting ski jump system. These carriers sent a message. China was learning, but they weren't innovating. Everything changed with the Fujian. Launched in 2022, this carrier introduced technology that put China in an exclusive club alongside the United States. The Fujian features electromagnetic catapult-assisted takeoff with arrested recovery, known as CATOBAR, the same system used by America's most sophisticated carriers. This wasn't borrowed Soviet technology anymore. This was cutting-edge engineering, developed independently by Chinese scientists and engineers. CATOBAR technology transforms what an aircraft carrier can do. Instead of aircraft struggling off a ramp with limited payloads, powerful catapults launch them at full combat weight. Fighters can carry maximum fuel loads and complete weapons packages. They can launch heavier aircraft like early warning planes and tankers that ski jump carriers can't handle at all. The Fujian can suddenly operate the kind of varied, powerful air wing that only American carriers could deploy before. The numbers tell the story. Weighing over 85,000 tons when fully loaded, the Fujian dwarfs China's earlier carriers, which topped out around 65,000 tons. More importantly, its design now closely resembles American supercarriers. Walk past it without markings, and you might mistake it for a US Navy vessel. The profile, the deck layout, the island structure, all mirror American designs that took decades to perfect. Throughout 2024, the Fujian completed intensive sea trials. Crews trained relentlessly with the new catapult system, learning to launch and recover aircraft at combat tempo. This wasn't a showpiece. This was a warship being prepared for real combat operations. The Fujian represents something Pentagon planners feared for years: China closing the technology gap faster than expected. Section 2. The weapons that change everything. An aircraft carrier is only as deadly as the planes it launches. China knows this, which is why the Fujian's air wing represents a quantum leap in combat capability. Leading the charge is the J-15T, China's first carrier-based fighter explicitly designed for catapult launches. Unlike earlier versions that relied on ski jumps, the J-15T comes with reinforced landing gear, a launch bar, and a tailhook engineered to handle the violent forces of catapult operations. The upgrades make this fighter significantly more dangerous. With the ability to launch at maximum weight, the J-15T carries more fuel, extending its combat radius by hundreds of miles. It hauls more weapons, giving it staying power in extended engagements. The aircraft is equipped with an active electronically scanned array radar that can detect enemy fighters at over 150 kilometers, compared to roughly 100 kilometers for older Chinese carrier fighters. That extra detection range provides crucial seconds for pilots to plan attacks or evade threats. Power comes from domestically built WS-10 engines, replacing the Russian AL-31F engines used previously. This shift to homegrown engines signals China's increasing independence from foreign suppliers. The WS-10 offers improved thrust and reliability, enhancing overall performance. More importantly, it means China can produce these fighters without depending on Russian cooperation or approval. But the J-15T is just the beginning. The real game changer is the Shenyang J-35, China's newest fifth-generation stealth fighter built specifically for carrier operations. Designed for the Fujian, this aircraft incorporates advanced stealth features, including a sleek, angular frame and radar-absorbent materials that reduce its detectability dramatically. Its twin-engine configuration delivers powerful thrust essential for carrier takeoffs and landings. The J-35 carries weapons internally, maintaining its stealth profile even when armed for combat. External weapons pylons destroy stealth by creating massive radar returns, but internal bays allow the J-35 to approach targets undetected. It features folding wings for easier storage aboard the carrier and reinforced landing gear designed to withstand the punishing conditions of carrier operations. Once airborne, the J-35 doesn't operate alone. It constantly shares live data with ships, other aircraft, and ground units through advanced networking systems. If it spots an enemy target, that information instantly transmits to the entire fleet, allowing coordinated responses. This real-time data sharing transforms naval warfare from individual engagements into synchronized operations where every platform knows what every other platform sees. The strategic implications are massive. Deploying a carrier-based stealth fighter puts China in an exclusive club with only the United States. Most nations can't field stealth fighters at all. Even fewer can operate them from carriers. The J-35 gives China the ability to project power across vast distances while maintaining tactical surprise. Supporting these fighters is the KJ-600, China's carrier-based airborne early warning and control aircraft. Resembling the US Navy's E-2 Hawkeye, it features a distinctive high-wing design, twin turboprop engines, and a large rotating radar dome mounted on top. This configuration allows it to detect and track aerial and surface targets over vast distances, delivering critical intelligence to carrier strike groups. The KJ-600's active electronically scanned array radar tracks multiple targets simultaneously, including stealth aircraft and cruise missiles. Flying high above the carrier group, it monitors both sky and sea, creating a comprehensive picture of the battle space. If an enemy launches missiles from distance, the KJ-600 spots them immediately and alerts the fleet. That gives ships and fighter jets critical time to react before threats get dangerously close. Section 3. The Pentagon's Nightmare Scenario. American military planners don't lose sleep over hypothetical threats. They worry about capabilities that could genuinely challenge US dominance in critical regions. The Fujian and its advanced air wing represent exactly that kind of threat, fundamentally altering the balance of power in the Pacific. For decades, American carriers operated with near impunity in Asian waters. That era is ending. The strategic shift centers on Taiwan, the democratic island that China claims as its territory. US military commitment to defending Taiwan has been a cornerstone of Pacific security for generations. American carriers provide the muscle behind that commitment, able to respond quickly if China attempts invasion. But the Fujian changes the calculus dramatically. Now China possesses a carrier strike group that can challenge American naval forces directly. Consider the scenario that keeps Pentagon war planners awake. If conflict erupts over Taiwan, the US would need to project massive naval and air power into the region quickly. American carriers would be the centerpiece of that response. But now, instead of facing only land-based Chinese aircraft and missiles, US forces would confront the Fujian and its air wing operating in international waters, capable of striking American assets from multiple directions. The J-35 stealth fighters complicate American defensive calculations enormously. Current US air defense systems are designed primarily to detect and engage non-stealth threats. While they can handle stealth aircraft, the engagement windows are much shorter. A J-35 approaching an American carrier group might only be detectable when it's already within weapons range. That compressed timeline gives defenders dangerously little reaction time. The KJ-600 early warning aircraft extends China's surveillance envelope hundreds of miles beyond the Fujian itself. This means Chinese forces can detect American ships and aircraft long before US forces spot the Chinese carrier. Information advantage in naval warfare is often decisive. The side that sees first controls the engagement, choosing when and how to strike. Beyond Taiwan and the South China Sea, the Fujian enables Chinese power projection across the entire Indo-Pacific region. Japan, South Korea, The Philippines and other American allies have relied on US naval superiority to guarantee their security. Now they must consider scenarios where Chinese carrier groups operate freely in nearby waters, potentially isolating these nations during crisis situations. This psychological shift could weaken alliance relationships that have anchored American strategy in Asia for decades. The economic implications matter too. Global shipping lanes that carry trillions in trade pass through waters where the Fujian will operate. In conflict scenarios, China could threaten to disrupt this commerce using carrier strike groups to enforce blockades or exclusion zones. The threat alone could impact insurance rates, shipping routes, and global supply chains, giving China economic leverage even without firing shots. Section 4. America strikes back. The Pentagon isn't sitting idle while China builds a carrier fleet that rivals American capabilities. US military planners are responding with strategies designed to maintain decisive advantages even as the technology gap narrows. These responses span new weapon systems, operational concepts, and alliance structures aimed at countering Chinese naval expansion. More directly relevant are American efforts to develop new anti-ship missiles with greater range and lethality. The long-range anti-ship missile can strike targets over 200 miles away while evading defensive systems through low-altitude flight and reduced radar signature. Deployed on ships, submarines, and aircraft, LRASM gives US forces the ability to engage Chinese carriers from beyond the range of their defensive weapons. Submarine warfare remains an area of clear American advantage. US submarines are quieter, more capable, and operated by better trained crews than Chinese counterparts. In conflict scenarios, American attack submarines could devastate Chinese carrier groups while remaining nearly undetectable. The Navy is investing heavily in maintaining this edge, developing new Virginia-class submarines with enhanced weapons capacity and improved stealth characteristics. Alliance structures provide another crucial advantage. The US operates from bases in Japan, South Korea, Guam, and Australia, creating a network of unsinkable aircraft carriers throughout the region. These bases host American fighters, bombers, and surveillance aircraft that can strike Chinese targets or defend allied nations without putting carriers at risk. China has no equivalent alliance structure. Training and operational experience matter enormously in naval warfare. American carriers have been conducting combat operations almost continuously for decades. Pilots have thousands of flight hours, including combat experience. Carrier crews know how to maintain operational tempo under pressure. China's carrier forces have zero combat experience. The Fujian hasn't even been declared fully operational yet. That experience gap could prove decisive in actual conflict. The Fujian represents China's arrival as a true naval power, but arrival doesn't mean superiority. American carriers remain more capable in most respects, operated by better trained crews with combat experience that China can't match. But the gap is closing, and China is innovating rapidly. The question isn't whether China has surpassed the United States yet. The question is whether America can maintain its edge as Chinese capabilities continue advancing. China just unveiled a supercarrier equipped with electromagnetic catapults, stealth fighters, and capabilities that rival America's most advanced naval assets. The balance of power in the Pacific is shifting as Chinese shipyards produce carriers faster than anyone predicted. The question is, can American naval superiority survive this challenge, or are we watching a historic shift as China becomes the dominant naval power in Asia? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more analysis of military technology reshaping global power, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching.